And welcome back to Captain of Industry. When we left off, our ship had just set sail to go exploring the world. And not a lot else has happened. Because we stopped. That's some brilliance. So what we have set up is a couple oil processing lines supplying our diesel. We are working on coal, which is pretty sparse at the moment and is definitely the choke point in our supply line. We have the mining area set up to start bringing in copper, but that'll be secondary to getting the coal increased. Sand and concrete are producing enough. And our iron supply is keeping up, at least due to the lack of coal. People are fed, people are happy. It's time to tech up. Alright, so on our to-do list, one of the things I've been wondering about is the location of the fuel station. I realize that what's happening is our fuel trucks come all the way over here from the diesel source, load up there, and then come back here if they're supporting this excavator. But it makes reasonable sense for the others. It might have made most sense to put the fuel station over here. I might think about relocating that, but we'll make that secondary. In order to get our coal increased, since sand is going to hold up on construction parts, which is held up on this, which is held up on this. Let's go ahead and pull that excavator off of sand, assign it over to coal, and make sure that we have another excavator in progress to backfill that. And maybe then a second one afterwards for our iron supply. Water supply to the colony is keeping up with the colony, but we're running out of rainwater in the harvesters. So I think that warrants whoop. We've encountered our first pirates. And I also see some red up here where we've encountered insufficient amounts of diesel fuel or diesel power. So we need to up our generator capacity. And yeah, rumor had it. Oh, I can clone by... Saw something about clone updates. I just did not realize that clone could work on more than one. Oh, that's such a life upgrade right there. Such a quality of life upgrade for me. And now I have to look at the screen sideways to figure out how to connect this pipe. Sure, it's ugly, but it's done. Alright, we'll see if that meets our demands and give us an excess supply of water. It's also possible that water is being pulled off from here and carted off to the farm, which would make sense, really. Oh, let's see here. What else was on my list of things to do while we're starting up? Concrete, actually, yeah, the water supply over here. Is reversed. And now the water's traversing through the pipe and our fluid storage will fill. Okay. And then the construction parts. I want to put conveyors on those, but oh my goodness. We have no plates left and no coal feeding it. We're really scraping the bottom of the barrel at the moment. Maybe I can triple an excavator over there, I'm not sure. Yeah, the excavator's waiting on more iron. We are stuck. Furnaces, slag channels. That's the next thing. I wired up one slag channel here. And I noticed my trucks are coming and visiting the other facilities to independently collect their slag. So let's centralize that collection of slag and hope that my working theory of improving truck efficiency by doing that holds true. And what are we going to do with our ship? It's back home. It should leave home. Alright. Power stabilized. Waiting on coal. Waiting on plates. Waiting on an excavator. How's our tech tree coming? I want to get onto Research Lab 2. Which just means turning on the labs now that it's selected. I think that was held up on the ocean drilling research tech, which only comes about by sending a ship out to explore. Alright, so we need our early stage pipeline done. We had enough going to fill a warehouse with construction parts too. But we've consumed everything in the chain below it. We need that to come together. Let's kick over to speed 3. And figure out what else we can plan along the way. Got our mining area designated. No, we don't have our mining area designated. Well, we know we're going to mine this out. Once we get an excavator for it. I think that ought to work. And while I'm at it, let's set the mining control area to just cover the entire region. That might be close enough. Alright, locations explored. We discovered a settlement, and if we bring them infrastructure parts, then they might be willing to become part of our population. But we don't have enough fuel to do anything else after going one hop over. And not enough maintenance one. Uh-oh. Oh, we only have 10 copper. Oh. It begins. It begins. Alright, let's hope we can pump enough diesel to keep the ship underway, and that the ship being underway will find us more resources. Let's take a look at the world map and see if we can source copper. I can trade construction parts too for copper. Yeah, let's start using that for a slow stream of copper while we work to stave off using copper on our maintenance depot. I need to get that to impure copper, and I need to get copper in general. To build trucks, to build excavators, to build everything, it's going to require copper. So let's go take a look at our tech tree and figure out what we need to do for copper refinement. Electrolysis and sour water come from that. It will be needed. Copper smelting is researched, so advanced diesel is going to be added to queue, for which we'll need to upgrade our research labs. And we've overcrowded our housing. 46 additional workers available. There's plenty to go around, and yet no tasks for them to do except, you know, eat our food and drink our water. Alright. Have a sufficient number of plates, but now my trucks are too busy running around. Several of them seem to be bringing diesel over, and at least it's in... Yeah, see, this shouldn't happen where we have 10 coming over and 10 coming over. So I want to alleviate that. It's just a bad scheduling setup, but I think this is fixable by... I need to slow the game down any because so much is going on. Telling it to feed our diesel in from a centralized source. Can that? No, I can't. Complain about the connection location. I'm going to feed that on its own pipe. I don't like going over the top. Alright, so when this is produced, it'll take diesel And we're gonna tell it to keep that full. Yeah, our trucks seem to be delivering diesel in a highly inefficient pattern. And I hope this fixes that. Alright, we're now getting plenty of plates, but we have a very large queue for trucks. And while I want the excavator over here working this, oh, and I want to reassign one to our sand as well. Fortunately, that builds in progress. Unfortunately, there's no copper left after that to build the trucks we need to support them. So, just keep doing these construction parts 2 copper trades. Oh, this is going to get very urgent. Yep, we need more than we're producing now. And we just don't have enough copper to keep up with it. We're into kind of an emergency now. Trucks can't keep up. There aren't enough trucks. And there's not enough copper. I can only efficiently trade copper well enough. So let's gamble that exploring gets us more goods. Because without copper, we are spiraling down. We can do that by choking construction parts too. We don't need to supply that just yet. Oh no, I can't risk those trucks or release those trucks yet. And we still don't have enough of a steady coal supply. There's no backlog. We don't have enough iron. Although that will back pressure in a moment as we pick up on construction parts. So that's okay. We're producing more than we can keep up with. We're bound on the other resources. Don't know what to say about my growing queue. And I don't know what to say about how much wood we have. Do we have enough in stock? Can we... Let's unassign one of those trucks off of tree harvesting. And I've got enough uni. I'm going to start quick building trucks. This is going to be our salvation of the supply line. And that fixed the queue. Alright, 2 over there. And the problem is now that this is going to take a separate resource line to work. How can I do this as lazy as possible? Let's try and make use of that new realization about the clone tool. And we'll just copy everything over to here. No, yes. Put a little close to the farm facing out that way. Oh, we'll see what happens. Oh, no. The copy didn't include any of the belts. No, that makes it worthless. The belts are the real connection struggle there. Alright. So let's build our factory setup here. What do we require to make it work? Alright, 1 plant, copper, 2 presses, or forming channels, or what do we call these? Metal casters. 2 areas for casting. Our standard configuration with a smokestack. Pumped off the side. Storage. Coal. Iron ore. Outbound slag. And then we need to link it all together. Our molten channel feeds there and there. So we got slag, smoke, in, out, and a couple of conveyors. Supplying our materials. Bob's your uncle. Coal. Copper ore. And we don't have enough coal for the things we're already doing. And there's just more excavators. And more trucks. We're getting close to the vehicle limit. Oh, and no lab available. We need to upgrade, which requires copper. God damn. Okay. Bind and a half. Just keep trading for copper. At some point... Oh, we're not... Why aren't we... What's going on? This should be requested. If I not set the... Oh, it's unmineable as it's configured. That's terribly frustrating. Oh, okay. Wipe. Wipe. Alright. We can get to work. Once that impure copper comes out, I want to purify it so we can make use of it. And that relies on the tech tree progressing, which relies on copper to upgrade these. Oh, they are upgraded. Somehow the copper we got in trade made its way there. So that's good and useful. And unless this fills up, I just don't want to be paying the premium for copper. You know, we're just trading one backlog for another. So we'll keep waiting on it and trying to use what we got. Alright, 2 excavators seem to be able to keep up with 3 blast furnaces. So I'm going to hope that 1 excavator keep up with 1 blast furnace over here. But nothing's going to go anywhere unless we keep up with our coal demand. And that's worth a 3rd excavator. So we are just cranking on it. Let's just order that full. There's no reason not to. New refugees. Some of them brought copper, but not enough copper. Ooh, our new explored area brought enough copper. We have, for half of a second, a surplus. And we have not enough maintenance 1. That's unfixable. With our current state, we need to build a second one. But more than that, we need enough copper to supply it. Even if I do the Unity boost, we'll still be consuming the copper. And We can't do copper refinement until we tech up. Need copper ore to produce impure copper, and we need to consume that impure copper. I'm going to switch over recipes. I don't want that to continue anymore. It's really pulling down on the resource. We're getting our first deliveries. If we can't keep up with maintenance as it is, well, I'm not sure how that would help me. Excavator's fueled up. Truck's doing okay-ish. And the other one's keeping up with it. So copper has become just the present problem. With our construction parts back pressuring, and iron plate putting on back pressure, we're starting to build up a small coal reserve. All these trucks here are telling me that it's more than time for me to start putting conveyors in place. So let's flat conveyor these resources just across the street. What's going on here? There we are. I hope that's going to work. I wonder if being unreachable by trucks will cause me an issue here. It's more likely than not, isn't it? We'll just see what happens. And then let's warehouse the remainder. Oops, that's not a warehouse. Ah, it's not a knife. This is a knife. Let's warehouse the remainder of our iron plate. Killing me, Smalls. Killing me. Wonder at what point we're going to run out of rubber, because that will become a next contention. We have enough diesel, so we can send the ship outbound again. Hope it brings back useful parts. Nothing's going to solve our maintenance problem until we are producing more maintenance. This is constructing. Needs copper. Needs copper. Okay. We can't get maintenance unless we get copper. We're going to boost that. Let's go see where our Unity's headed towards. Research labs and the beacon. Well, we're right at 357. It's going to be more than a year before we get new workers from the beacon. Let's turn that down. Food supplies going. Alright. While we're waiting on things, let's see if we can find any other highlights that are an issue besides, we're not even producing the main. Yeah, no, I knew that. We're supply choked. Population's good. Housing should probably grow a little bit. Fuel, we're using a lot of that on vehicles too. As well as the There's the main ship. Actually, the main ship's not even really a factor compared to my vehicle usage. Which leads me to wonder how I could possibly reduce that. What did you just collect? Wastewater's there. What did you just collect? Do I have something not piped up correctly? No? Okay. We can definitely shorten that wastewater trip, though. That will save us fuel just by stopping that nonsense. I'm kind of questioning why I decided to truck it out in the first place since I put it so close to the water, but well, you know, that decision was made, and now it will be unmade. And we'll accept wastewater. Oh, that's nice. They added the something showing you what the effective water pollution is. And the answer is definitely don't dump acid into the ocean. Good to know. Got our first cargo ship for remote ports. We'll need a cargo ship dock for that eventually. And we'll probably use it just for crude oil. Although I did, as you get to the late game, there is even a water supply that's remote. Alright, let's see how much water you collect. You collected 10 water. What is going to get 10 water? See, that's a truck just being horribly inefficient. If its capacity is 20, why did it not take 20 over here? Maintenance is at 1%. Not okay. Not okay. Not enough impure copper. Alright. We have not enough copper ore. We need another excavator and trucks. If we don't have copper, we don't, oh boy. I'm gonna quick build that, and I'm just gonna, you know, maybe it's overloading, but my maintenance needs are becoming very critical. I don't need to boost that anymore. Between the two of them, if they're producing everything they're taking in, 110, 220, meaning a global need of 160. So boost doesn't matter anymore once we have that second one built. But getting a supply might be an issue. Let's take a look at the products and find out what I can learn. There's maintenance. Maintenance isn't listed as a product, but impure copper is, and we can see what we're consuming. So it's not clear. Yeah, the graph doesn't give us enough to tell me if that's going to be a steady state of production. Which just makes me really nervous. I think it might be steady state. It looks like perhaps that one excavator has supplied us enough. Found more pirates. That's okay. One day we will arm ourselves with guns. And we will end the pirates. And it will be good. And then we will discover that there are more pirates with even bigger guns. And then it will be less good. What's happening here that this is backlogging? Back pressure is just, and we're simply producing more molten iron because we're full on construction parts, and that's back pressure on construction parts too. That's okay. That's good. It means we've met a need somewhere. Advanced diesel is unlocked. That's also good. Not only does it allow us to produce rubber, which we'll eventually run out of, but the recipe for advanced diesel creates our diesel need using only half as much of the crude oil as a basic distiller. So let's make use of that. Question is, when I do this, can I do it with construction parts too? I can. Excellent. Alright. So a cracking unit needs to take in 48 heavy gas oil, and a distiller puts out 24. So let's start matching our products up. Crude and steam will come in there, which will require running a boiler. Can I knock these together? I think I can. That's going to go into my cracking unit. I'm going to supply steam from the side. Let's get our... I need a smokestack, yes, but I need a boiler. It's under electricity? There we are. Need a boiler to produce our steam. And once our steam is produced, our boiler will throw out some waste product over here. I can directly connect the... Uh-oh, what happened? Smokestack. It is possible to get by with doing that. Leaving this pipe here is going to give me room to connect to other things that may produce exhaust gas of some kind. Okay, if this produces 9 per 60, it's 9, 18, 27, 36. It's really not quite matched. But we'll call it one strain per. One strain of crude supply per tower. I'm going to pipe off of that. And I'm going to pipe off from that. Okay, now we have a waste product problem, which we'll figure out once we produce our heavy gas connection. So now we have sour water and what's the other here? Heavy distillate that are coming out and need to go somewhere. Also, we have homeless population. That is so terribly annoying. There's this one bit of not flat area that I think I'm going to have to go level off with an excavator. And God, I just don't have the resources to do it. Still waiting on copper refinement to get enough copper. And I'm wondering where that copper is being spent. Regardless of the answer is we need more of it. And our construction parts too are being consumed by this whole project over here. Alright. We'll need to supply water, and we'll need to supply coal. Still not enough maintenance one. It has bottomed out. Tell me I have 3 excavators here. I don't. Do I have a third on the way? Requires copper. Alright, 20 Unity. Quick build. And I don't dare assign any more trucks because of the truck backlog. Although trucks seem to be what we need to make coal work. Well, not sure what I can do about that. Well, no, that was a pathing. I mean, bravo. But we need copper, we need materials. We need to make use of this factory. Sour water is going to back up. Be useless. I think we'll just pipe it over the edge for now. Once I pipe it out, what can I do with this heavy distillate, which is also going to back up and be a problem? I can flare it. And that's exactly what we'll do. Get a flare tower built over here. And just pipe it off into the ether that we're breathing. Alright, so we're making 48 diesel per 60 as opposed to 18, 18 is 36. So we're making more diesel now that we're consuming over here. Let's shut these down. Increase diesel production, decreased crude oil consumption, and I've used a ton of construction parts to do it. This is going to set us up for some good future things, and it's making use of our time while we wait for copper refinement, which is holding up, everything. Pickup truck is broken as it lacks maintenance. It begins. It begins badly. Why? Okay, these are held up with no destination. This is full. This is not doing anything because I haven't removed slag. Oh my god. Slag. Slag's not being removed because I didn't tell the hopper to remove it. I'm not sure what to say about that problem. I know I don't want to run into it while I play the game, but I don't know in which way to avoid it. Like, how would you program that? What would you code to alert somebody that an unset silo has filled up? And where will this be emptied? Okay, we still have a slag dumping ground. That's good. Oh, I wonder at what point that started happening. Can't set a priority there, but it'll be okay. It'll all be okay. Somehow. Trade for copper. Explore new boundaries. Go forth and see the world. Assign our excavator to coal. We've still just barely producing enough, I guess. It's starting to increase. I think it's only starting to increase because we're not doing things. We're not doing things we should be doing. Like, that's empty. Yeah, no, that's a false reserve. So early in the first video I mentioned keeping a stockpile of the raw resources near where we're mining it. And the fact I can click on coal and just see it's completely empty here is that stockpile that we're just producing too much need to keep up with. What's happening here? Not enough iron. we have plenty of iron. We don't have enough truck delivery of the iron. And let's... Do I want to do a lawn belt all the way from here to there? No, I don't want to do that yet. It's going to take too much rubber consumption. We can short belt it. Locally source some of that need. It's a little further out, so the connection there won't cause me any headaches. For the next one that will supply the copper, or impure copper as it may be. No research selected. That's good. Means we've got copper refinement complete. Settlement power. We'll power them once we have some non-diesel power generation. We're doing okay on Unity, so I don't need to supply anything more intense at the moment. I do need this maintenance problem to be fixed. Do need these labs to keep up. Labs, maintenance depots, buildings, whatever they are. Alright. If these shut down, we can pull them apart. Get everything except this fluid storage. Actually, I'm going to just kill that too. It'll only be a couple of short truck trips, and I won't have to think about it. Make it all disappear. Okay, so we've created copper refinement. We need to refine that copper. It'll cost us half as much impure copper. Let's go take a look at the facility and find out. Storage, housing, smelting. That makes sense. Electrolysis. Okay, so we can turn 24 copper into 24 pure copper. Yeah, that's a definite yes. We don't even, yeah, we only need one of those for the size of the facility we have at the moment. We'll just send our trucks on a longer trip now. Why do I feel like I don't know how to do this? Did I point this backwards? Oh, that comes in from the side. Why is my pipe not connecting? What don't I understand? I don't understand that it's a flat conveyor. That's what's going on. I should know this. That, it's creative. We'll see what, we'll see if the trucks go that way at all. I don't think they will. It's all been for nothing with trying to get the trucks over there. Okay. So we want acid to come into here. This will stockpile our acid, and we might as well just Tell it to take all it can. I don't think there's any reason not to right now. Tell me we're making enough maintenance. I mean, it really comes down to, are we producing enough impure copper and successfully delivering it. That is only slightly ambiguous at the moment. No, I don't want that squishing the truck path. Which just feels like a petty concern, but yeah, that's what I've got. Oh, now I don't have enough power. Turtles. Turtles all the way down. Okay. And that's not because I'm out of diesel or out of generating capacity. It's because my capacity is offline. Because it has no maintenance. And so it'll create no maintenance. Oh. I hate the spiral. I hate the spiral so much. I'm going to boost this. And just maybe it'll help me. Maybe it'll get me the 1 inch over the line that undoes this whole disaster. I don't know. Don't know. Don't know. Oh yeah, our impure copper's just backlogged. Our electrolysis isn't there because it has no copper with which to build it. Oh, and so the trucks are not okay. Let's force truck export on. Good lord. Yeah, because we don't have any acid to begin with. That's, and we don't have any copper to build with. And we don't have any construction parts to trade. Oh my goodness. Okay. So let's spend some unity and get me back to life. Alright. Even though I brought that up, there was no point to building it. Because I'm not producing acid yet. Alright, that's going to come off the heavy distillate I'm flaring. I don't want to backlog, so I'm going to need prioritization. And for that I'm going to need research. I need transport balancing. Let's stop our current research and get this done first. That's going to allow me to say that I want, when the acid can consume heavy distillate, I want to go there, but when it can't, then we can flare it off to make sure it doesn't stop the rest of the production chain. I kind of wish, that's an interface thing I want to see here. I want to see being able to reorder my research by dragging it into a queue here. So I can keep whatever I had decided I was going to research before processing. Why is that full? Is that full because we have so much diesel? No. Uh-oh. What process is failing? Heavy gas oil. Sour water removal. Oopsie. Accept the sour water, please. I did all the piping, and I just didn't enable it. Fortunately, we still have 200 diesel. And we don't have any other products being produced here, so we're okay. Caught it in time. But I don't have any construction parts 2 occurring. That's because I don't have any. I probably turned off sand. Shuffling all the excavators around. Nope, sand is still on. But empty. Oh, I pulled the trucks off of it. Maintenance is coming back. We're up to 13%. Let's remove the boost. Because we're we're supply chain constrained still. I still have truck export on. Okay, so now that diesel's running again, we can go back to creating a sour water stripper. Yeah, I'm just gonna throw it in line here. The pipes can double back. We're gonna supply that with oh, this is I'm gonna have to delete these. This manifold isn't gonna allow me to hook anything up to it. It's not even a manifold, I can't call it that. We need to heavily rework these pipes. And I need my steam supply as well to feed this system. When in doubt, go high. That connect, I have to deramp it or it'll just be ridiculous. Actually, it's ridiculous no matter what I do. And I'll have to tear that all apart to get the priority unit in later. Not quite sure why I did it that way. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Also, why am I not doing this with sour water instead of heavy distillate? I'm not sure. This produces so much sour water. I guess it doesn't matter. It's just about getting the acid up so we can get the copper up. And any way that does it will be good. We're only using 3 acid per 60 seconds, which will be produced, oh, in excess. Yeah. So that's a question I haven't really thought through. Sour water versus heavy distillate. Which would you use? And why? Should I use them both? I'm not sure. We'll just get one plant up though. That's enough right now. Well, it's enough if we produce construction parts too, which is bound up on this unit here. Because we exhausted our concrete block supply. I'm gonna start monitoring that. That's an item worth checkboxing on the products. Concrete slab. Click. Okay. So now I can see that over here. Let's pay attention to our ores as well. I think I want to know how much copper and iron ore I have. And I also want to know why we're running out of maintenance again. This just shouldn't be happening to me. Why is this happening to me? We don't have a backlog supply there, so I'm at a loss. Let's wire that light distillate up. Well, I'm at it. Yeah, it's unclear which side is going to come out for exhaust here. Which one's the distillate? Which one's the other? I don't know. Have to put another sour water stripper down just to see. Alright, acid out the right, distillate out the front. So the distillate will go to the flare tower. I'm going to route it this way. And then I'm also going to bleed these into the flare tower because I think we've stopped our diesel production again. Yep. I'd love to get the boat out. Actually, you know, I mean, I'm going to get the boat out. We'll just tell myself diesel will catch up. Transport balancing is complete. Now I built all the piping. I have the thing that I need for the piping. I don't know what to say about it. Boost. Boost. Quick build. There we go. We've just done Operation Make It So, Captain. Is that feeding into here? Yes. What's holding us up? Okay. We didn't select anything. There's our first acid. It's going to result in our first copper. That's going to let me breathe a little more. A lot more. There's nothing I need so much as the copper that I've needed for this entire stream. Don't know if we'll ever produce enough to backlog 2 of those in the next couple hours, but we'll build it out. Power generation 2 is coming up. That's going to give us the ability to start supplying electricity to housing. I mean, I guess we can supply it with the diesel. We might be making enough. I really thought diesel generators were the kind of thing that consumed a lot of diesel. If I go look under products and my diesel usage, does this tell me what I think that was something that told me whether it goes to trucks or fuel. It has its own tab. So we can see what our steady state production is, which we've never reached with the new plant. 36 was the old plant. The new plant should be producing 48. But our power usage is definitely lower than our vehicle consumption by a lot. So I guess I won't worry about diesel just yet. But in the longer term, switching power generation over to turbines and coal is good. Oh, even in the shorter term, I'm keen on it. Feels like a good next project. And that's the one we have the resources for. Okay. We should stop seeing any impure copper come out of here. Let's tell that truck export auto, which is basically going to mean off. And as we consume pure copper, as we finally see that number go up in a way that didn't involve things off the island, I breathe a sense of relief and I want to retool everything here. So we're going to change that from impure copper to copper. And when these have finished consuming the other recipe, we'll disable it. And, oh, the maintenance is still so tight. So tight. Alright, we need 176. We produce 220. We'll catch up if we just get the supply chain. And I don't know what's holding it. What's holding these? I don't have enough wood. I freed up a truck long ago from tree harvesting, and I think I now have regrets. Although we're still full on construction parts 1. Construction parts 2 is held up, and that almost certainly means concrete slab. Well, there's enough to feed it. Right. Tell that buffer to be a little more full, but not enough fuel. Is diesel not working? Is something... This needs 100% of my attention now. Heavy distillate is full. We flare heavy distillate, but we're not flaring any. What has happened? Pipe comes together here. Oh, light distillate is blocking the pipe because we're not flaring light distillate. Just don't know how to alarm on this in a way that you know, I can notice before something goes wrong. Like, I want the trending down alert, not the world has ended alert. I wanna know before that. Although even in if you play Factorio, the process of alerting like that's still complicated and intense. You have to get circuitry, you have to manually define it, so it doesn't come for free. Warning, low diesel. Well, that's interesting. It's the first time something has told me that my complete economy will come to a halt. Oh, look at that copper. Because all the things I've ever had shortages of also completely halt my economy and destroy things. Yeah. Well, I guess diesel will be the one that is the truly unrecoverable spiral. I mean, once that's down, nothing will cause the trucks to move. They don't, like, eventually come together. The same way that low maintenance does, where they repair after a while. They just stop and die hard. You can't drive a truck without diesel, so you can't fix the diesel problem. So I can see why that's worth an independent warning. Still, I'm slightly concerned here. This isn't working. Can't have that held up. I absolutely can't have that held up. Alright, we can burn off 30 per 60. We produce 24 per 60. Okay, I'm going to separate that flare tower. I think that the light distillate burn down period is interfering with the heavy distillate burn down. And that, I guess that makes a little bit of sense. You know, because the flare-off period seems to be the same regardless of the product, or the amount of the product. And I just don't want to cause that conflict. Nothing should be hampering my diesel. It is critical. What's kind of terrifying me about this is, you know, wondering, am I producing enough diesel now? Have my needs gone up in the time that I've been working on this? No, my needs have not gone up so much that I need a second advanced diesel station. I just need this one to work. I have completely thrown everything out the window. Don't care about pipe priority or a balancer or anything. Just make it happen. But as long as diesel stays stable, I think we've leveled up. And I think it will stay stable. We have enough parts for maintenance. As long as the truck backlog is down, which it will be as the maintenance feeds it. We have a growing stockpile of copper. Diesel is repairing. Got construction parts too in good amounts. Population's holding steady, getting all their needs met. Have 2 years worth of food on standby. We're in an okay spot. Alright, we've stabilized. That's a good place to be. Since our tech tree brings up mechanical power, I also want queue up power generation 2 and want water recovery. Thing is, I know about water recovery that that cooling tower requires construction parts 3. And that's going to be our next great challenge. So let's queue that up. Next time when we come back, we'll be working on construction parts 3 and our initial 1.5 megawatt turbine power outlet. Spec this out, a plan for building at least 2 streams of power plant over here. Importing water. And we'll start working on leveling up our ship as well. That's going to require new tech in the tech tree. And maintenance 2, well, we love that. We got steel smelting up. Alright, so we have goals. Steel smelting, power production, whatever it takes to get our ship out to beat some pirates. Flare has no recipe selected. Don't do this to me. I think we should, yeah, there's the thing. Get a warning, incompatible or unvented product or something. I'm not sure. Tell me we have stable diesel production. Yes, we're going to get there. It's going to be okay. And yeah, now power's now a concern. That's a quarter of our diesel usage, and we can free that up by switching over to coal. All right, it has been a good run in our Captain of Industry expansion as we move up to level 2 and resupply our excavators with the diesel they need to move the world forward. Thanks for joining, and come see it next time as we level up into the next phase of the tech tree.